Hi guys, this is the painting we are going to do today, a beautiful white horse in the snow. This is a good lesson to learn how to paint white. As you can see, the horse looks really white, but then you can see all the shadows. So you have to have darks against lights, and in order to bring out white you have to have shadows. So all you need for this painting is red, could be cad red, cad yellow, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, black and white. And the brushes you need are the Bristle 1" or a ½ bristle brush, and a liner brush, and you'll need chiseled edge synthetic brush. And I'm using, this was done on a media paper, mixed media, and I do that, I use these for practice so I can practice my painting. And then I use this canvas here, is a stretch canvas, and it's pre-primed so I don't have to use gesso. And I like these because I can hang them up on the wall, see? So I taped it off with painter's tape a little under halfway, and I am going to start with the sky. So we'll start with the sky first, and we'll leave the trees out until we get the horse on there. So we'll do the sky first and the snow, and then we will start then with the horse. So I'm going to take my chiseled edge brush, my synthetic brush. You can use, depending on the size of your canvas, you can use a bigger one. This one's 1", but you can use a smaller chiseled edge. And you're going to pick up, now if you don't have burnt sienna, just use brown and add a little bit of red and yellow to it. As long as the sky got kind of a beige color to it. Just for the colors that go together in the painting. So I'm going to add burnt sienna and lots of white. I want to have a nice, see, I want the sky to be nice and light. We'll try that first. It's a pretty color. So a light brown with a little bit of red. As you can see, it kind of looks reddish, doesn't it? And I'm going to pick up more white. I want it to be light in some spots. Just go back and forth. Good. So I'm going to pick up my burnt sienna again. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of blue to it to give it a kind of a grayish look, because I want a little bit of shadow in the sky too, but not too much. Blue will help gray it up, so blue and brown will give it a grayish tone. And there we go. Just mix up some colors using those colors that I just mentioned. See how you're getting that little bit of a grayish tone in there? See? And then we'll come down here. Trees are going down here, so that's okay. You can just put your colors on. We're working wet on wet. Make sure your paint is all wet, even if you have to use blending gel, or you can mist it with some water to keep it moist. So I'm going to pick up some white. So I got lots of darker color on there, but like I said, trees are going back here, so it's not too bad. See, that's quick. It didn't take us very long to do that sky. Beautiful. That's a pretty sky, isn't it? Now we'll take our tape off. And we will take some blue, same brush, and make sure your brush is clean or go get another one, okay, for this part. You don't want the brown into the snow right now. So I'm using ultramarine blue and white. I'm not going to worry about mixing it too much. This is a shadow for the snow. So put that on there. Just put it on easy. See, if you don't mix it, you get some lights and darks. Isn't that nice? Pick up some white. Get up underneath your, see with the chiseled edge you can get underneath your horizon line. Now it doesn't matter if you make it a little crooked or whatever, because trees will go there. And the horse is going in the middle, so we don't want to be too dark here. Because then you'll have to deal with the, if it's too dark, then you'll have to deal with the snow coming through the horse, and then you have to do several coats instead of one or two. So we'll keep that a bit light there in the center. See how nice that is already? Keep that lighter right there. Now as you go down, you add more blue and more white. See, I'm not mixing it very much, but it'll come off. Try to keep that center a little bit lighter. Some more blue. You're coming down here, so you want that a little bit dark down here. So you don't mix your white and your blue together to make one color. It'll give you all kinds of different values of blue on your canvas. There we go. So we'll be putting on some more highlights in the snow. Main thing is to get the horse on there, and then we'll deal with the rest of it. But this is easier. If you try to work around a horse, it might be a little hard for you, but the trees won't be too bad. So now we got that much done. So as you can see, the snow is going to have highlights and shadows. So I have my pattern here of the horse, and I'll get you the pattern for you, and that way you don't have to learn how to draw. Probably taken many hours to try, and you could use a grid, or you could just draw it freehand if you want. It would just take you longer, that's all. And then I use carbon paper. I taped on the horse on the canvas, and I put my carbon paper underneath, and I used a pen to trace out the outline of the horse. And then I got this nice shape, so I don't have to worry about shape. So I take the tape off, and there we go. You can see the outline, and don't worry about the lines. You can paint over those with your paint. So I like to start with the eyes. I'm going to use wherever the black is, that's where I'm going to put my black paint, and that's where I'm going to start. And I'm using a small, it's a liner brush. You can use the long one I showed you, or you can get a smaller one, a shorter one. And you're going to pick up some black. Pick up some black on your brush, and then just paint that in. Make sure it's not too much paint on your brush yet, because to turn into a big old blob. So just be careful. There's one eye. And then there's a little bit of black over here on that eyelash sticking out. Just a little dab. And then we'll do the nostrils. This way we can figure out, if the shape of the face is good. We need to make any adjustments or anything. Kind of goes up a little bit and down around here. I'll send you the reference photo. That way you could have a close look at the shapes. This is a reference photo I got from Pixabay, actually. I'm falling in love with Pixabay. They also have the people who give the photos so you can use them for free. They have a thing there and up in the corner, and it says coffee, and you can make a donation there. So what I'm going to do is every time I use a photo, I'm going to donate a little bit of money just to put towards their efforts of putting up all these beautiful pictures for us to use for free. So you also have a little bit dark down around here on the very bottom of the chin. Now you can always make adjustments if you need them. I'm going to put a little bit of dark around here so I can see the shapes. If I have to adjust them later, I will. So you can see the shape. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a gray color. A little bit of blue. A bit of blue. We can use black and white and blue, or you can use burnt sienna and blue. We'll make gray. It's a nice gray color you get from burnt sienna or burnt umber and blue. Add white. So black and white will work. I add a little bit of blue too, so it won't be too blackish looking. There we go. That should do. So we'll do the horse in the gray colors first, and then we will put on the highlights to bring out the shading and the shapes after. So it's the here, there. And because you're putting on a dark underpainting of the shadows, it will cover up that snow. If you were doing just white, that would come through and you'd need a dozen different coats of white. So I'm just going to put the shadows on first. This is the easiest way I can think of doing it for you. I'm always trying to make the paintings as easy as I can for you, because you can't have any fun when you're struggling trying to figure things out. This way you can have some fun no matter what way it turns out. At least you're enjoying it. And you learn as you go. Then you come up with your own techniques. Whatever works for you. But this is a good starter. Just picking up more paint. I'm using my synthetic brush. It's a bit smaller than the one I had before. So like I say, it depends on what you're painting. It's okay for it to be lighter or darker. It doesn't matter as long as it's a grayish tone. And as long as the shadows are there. Try to get around that line. Use your lines. You'll need your lines for the shape. Alright, so the shape is what you're trying to get. Now these shadows will help you get your shape first, because if you try to put on your highlights and it'll be harder to get the shape. So this is the easiest way to get the shape of the horse. Like putting in the eyes and the nose and the mouth, help get the shape of the face. And the chiseled edge brush is good for going up against the lines. Right up against the lines so you can get rid of those lines. We'll do that as we go along. Wow. We'll also do, that's the hair part there, so you don't need to do nothing with that yet. Don't need to do anything with that. Darken up a small bit. So adjust your colors if you have to, because you're going to be going back and forth with the colors. You're going to be mixing them probably several times, but don't worry about getting them too exact, because we're going to be going over that with highlights and things. So try not to worry too much about getting them exactly, but try to get the colors, the background a little dark, so you can always adjust those after too. Right now we're just trying to get that shape of the horse. Let's see, that horse has a just trying to get my paint a little darker so that we can have that shadow there. If the shadow's not dark enough, we can always darken it. Might need a smaller brush, so you can switch brushes. When you feel that you can't get any more. I'm going to leave a little space here, just so I'll know where the face ends. Okay. I'm going to need a smaller brush when I get down there. Using my chiseled edge to get around that corner there. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush just so I can get around this part here. So always have your brushes handy, so you just pick it up and not have to search for it. Don't lose my nostril. There we go. See how the face looks a little different than the bottom part, but that's okay. Just get your shadows on there. Don't worry too much. And now we'll do the back. The little line that we made up here, that's where you're going to do a white highlight. So just skip over that line. Don't worry too much right now, as long as you leave a little space there so you know where that goes. Highlight for the shadow up here and fill it in. So much easier when you do it this way. Just get all the basic color on first. Always look for the darkest color first, and then you can put that on. Then you can do all the highlights on top of that and get all the shapes for anything that you're painting. If you're doing a tree, put on your darkest color first. Look at the tree and see how dark it is. It might be almost black. Then you can put that on first, and then you put on your highlights on top of that to bring to shape up your tree. And you could use the 3 value method that I have dark, medium, and light values. 3 values. If you remember the 3 values, dark, medium, and light, if you do those and let the dark show through in spots and the medium show through in the when you put on the lightest value, so that way when you get that done and you see some shapes, and you can still add some more highlights on top of that. I think I have some videos. I do have some videos on that. How to paint a tree, 3 easy steps to painting a mountain. And that'll show you the 3-step method that I use. 3 steps to, I'll leave a little space there so I can see where that goes. And 3 steps to a waterfall. So I got lots of videos out there. Lots and lots. Alright, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to adjust that here after. So I'll just go in here. I went over that line while I was trying to do that, so just have to remember I'm going to put a bit of paint there so I can see where that went. I really don't want to lose that line because then I'll lose the shape of the horse. I'm going to clean off my brush and I'm going to smooth that out, but I'll have that nice line there. A little bit dark there, so when you're doing your shading, just leave a little dark there, just so you can see where the shapes go. So once you lose the shape, then you'll spend your whole day then trying to shape up your horse. Alright. Smooth it out. And the horse is coming alive. Cool. I'm going to use my small brush again for the ears. So I'm going to take the gray color I just put on the body, and I'm going to add some to the ear. Now, leave some outside, just make a shape here. That's all, just like that. Leave the outside so we can put some white on that. And let's see. Maybe some burnt sienna. Whatever colors you see in the reference photo, you can go by that too. Alright. That much done, and I'm going to pick up my grayish tones and I'm going to outline it here. Outline the ear. See how you're going over those lines now, which is good. Just try to keep the shape. Oops. Oopsie daisies. Now for the hair, it's kind of an orangey, yellowy, reddish color. But we're going to do a base color first, okay? Then we'll put the highlights on after. So, I'm going to take some, let me see. It's like the background color almost, but we don't want it to blend too much with the background. So, we'll put on some burnt sienna. Now you can use orange, maybe a little bit of yellow, and I'm using my chiseled edge brush, and white, and a little bit of, let's see, maybe that'll do. So just experiment with the colors. Okay, see, that's not dark enough, so I have to add more. I'm going to add a little bit of red and more burnt sienna. See if I can darken it up a bit. Not bad. Need a little bit more yellow. You'll have to experiment with your colors on this on the hair. But don't worry about the highlights right now. Just get something on there so you can see where the hair is, okay? This is the main thing we're doing right now, is getting the shapes and where everything goes. And doing it this way, you don't have to worry about putting on your highlight yet, or you only have to worry about one thing. You don't have to worry about a dozen things at one time. Okay? Worry about one thing at a time. Now we're doing the hair. So I picked up some of I should let that dry first. Let that dry. Then you can do your hair. Down. Just using the chiseled edge brush. I might need to move now to a smaller brush because once it starts getting hard to get into the corners, now you're better off changing brushes. There we go. I'm just going to get that on there. Get it on whatever way you can. All right, we'll make that all nice and stringy, and here will be all pulled out. We'll do that after. Don't worry about that right now. I'm going to go to a smaller brush right now, that little tiny one again. Little tiny round one if you have one. If you don't, use a smaller chiseled edge brush. Then you just put that on there like that. See? Don't worry about what it looks like right now. Just the shapes are the most important thing right now, okay? The shapes is everything. Now, look at that. Good work, guys. See? Now, while we get that color out, let's keep it going on the bottom of the tail there. There's a tail down here somewhere, hiding down here. So we'll just put that color in here. Just use a small round brush or a small chiseled edge synthetic brush. All right, just get it in there. It doesn't matter. Good. And it's a little bit coming out here. There we go. That's all you need for now. Now let all that dry first, and then we'll put the highlights on. Now let's start putting on the highlights, and it seems that most of the light is on the right side of the horse. See? So, let's try that. I'm just going to use my synthetic brush, and I'm going to get some white in my chiseled edge. Nice clean brush. And I'm going to put white right here. Get that much done. And I'm not going to reload. I'm just going to keep my paintbrush at whatever I have on there now. I'm going to get some white over here. Now, because the paint is dry, you have to get a blending technique. See, some of the gray is coming through. That's good. Down the side. Down the leg. Okay. I'm going to take a Q-tip and just move that around a little bit up here. Try to catch it before it dries. Okay. If you don't have a Q-tip, a small bit of tissue around your finger would help. I'm still going to leave my brush with that little bit of paint on there. I'm not going to put too much on there yet. I just want to get the highlights established. So kind of like almost like a dry brushing technique. It's going over to the edge here because I left out that little bit there. I'm going to come down where I see the highlight and come down around here, just using the chiseled edge. Trying not to pick up too much weight yet. Very little paint on my brush. That way it'll all blend nicely. It's almost like gray, isn't it? That's okay. So you can see it's starting to come alive. Now we'll pick up a little more paint, white. Not too much, just a little is better than too much, because you can always go back and put more on, but if you put too much on, it's hard then to adjust it. So I'm just going to put more on here. Down around the body. Put a couple of layers on and that'll help bring it out more. But a little bit at a time. That'll be the easiest way to do that. Much easier to do it that way. A little bit more paint. Not much. Blending it all together. And just scrubbing it in. A little bit of pressure. I wanted a little tiny bit more dark down here because that's more of a shadow area down here. So most of the white will be all up around here. It's just coming along. It's coming along. A little bit more white on the very tip of my brush. And let this go whiter again. See how many layers I'm doing? And that way, look, see how it all blends nicely? Because I'm using very little paint. I'm using layers. Nice. Now let's try a little bit on this side. A little bit of paint. Less is better. At this spot here. Just going to come around the edge here now. Good. I'm going to pick up my toothpick. Toothpick. That don't look like a toothpick to me. Alright, so let's just grab the edge of that there. Move it around a little bit. Soften it up. My Q-tip. Just softening up the edge is what I'm doing. Good. Nice and bright, isn't it? I like that. For in here, I might need a smaller brush. I'm going to try this little bit here just to get it on there. I'm trying to establish where the lights are going. There we go. Take my Q-tip and soften it out a little bit. See how that softens it up nicely? Now, it's also a bit of highlight here. We'll leave a shadow between those two, so we're going to have to pick around here, I think. Alright, good. And also this side of the face. I might need a little bit more paint. Very little. So we will get this part here. Start on the edge. Alright. There's a little bit here. I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. You might need a couple of Q-tips for this because you can see the Q-tip starts to wear down a little bit. Yeah. As you can see, the lights is nice, isn't it? I want get another layer over here because this needs to be, so I'm just going to start on the edge. Body. I'm going to pull it up. Coming out nicely. I reload, but very, very little. You can use your Q-tip anytime you feel like you need it. Get rid of that line that was there. Now, it's coming along. Now we have some white down here. So let's try that. Good. Clean it up a bit with your toothpick. Now, I just added a bit of water to my, with your, so I dampened my Q-tip, a little bit of water, okay? That way I can keep it in shape and it'll help spread the paint a bit better. So, it wiped it out a little bit there, but that's okay. Put a little more paint on my Q-tip. I'm just experimenting, guys. This is something new for me too. So I just thought it might help. It might work. Who knows? We'll find out. Painting with a Q-tip. Huh. I'll have to do a video called Painting with a Q-tip. That'd be cute. So that looks good. Look, with a Q-tip. Cool. We got the shadow here. I'm going to take my Q-tip and dip it into a bit of white. I'm just experimenting. Just watch. See, if it doesn't work, we won't do it. Okay? So we got that. And you can have a couple of Q-tips, from some dry ones and some a little damp. And then we can spread that out a little bit. So it softens up the edges there for you. That softens up the edges nicely. You can even move it around a little bit just to really soften up those edges. That came out pretty nice, actually. I'm going to do the same thing with the, I'm just picking up a little tiny bit of white on my Q-tip. Now you can use a brush. I'm just experimenting here, and it seems to be working out pretty nice. I'm going to try this here. Try. See, when you use too much, if you don't use too much water, because it'll wipe the paint away. So try the dry technique. Try the dry Q-tip first, and then there we go. I'm going to turn it over with no paint on it. I'm going to spread it out. See how nicely it blends the edges though? So, let's see if we can use the Q-tip on here to soften up those edges. Need a little more paint. Very, very little. Like I say, you don't have to use a Q-tip, you can use a brush. I am finding that the Q-tip has given me some really nice blending and smoothing out the edges nicely. Good way to experiment, isn't it? Right on a video. Not knowing what's going to happen. It's okay. If we make a mistake, we can fix it. See that blending out that edge nicely there. This one here is a little damp. Nice. Now that's nice, isn't it? Nicely. Lighten this up a bit. Too much paint. See what happens? Be careful. Still getting some really nice blending. Smoothing out those edges looks really nice. Now, the face. I'll try my dry toothpick. I keep calling it a toothpick, so I don't want to confuse you, alright? It's a Q-tip. It's a Q-tip. Lots of light on this side. And then we'll just move it around and towards here. Move that down here a little bit, just to soften up that edge. Good. Now I'm going to go back to my brush. So go back and forth, see what works good for you. I'm going to pick up a chiseled edge. I'm going to pick up some white. See if I can establish this. This is the hardest part of the face. Yeah, the face is the hardest. We'll just take our time. Using the chiseled edge to soften up that there. Leaving a little bit of shadow. I'll bring a little bit down here. Good. I might do a little bit on the side of the face here. Gotta get the shape proper. Keep that eye. We don't want to lose the eye. We'll probably fill that in again after. It's coming along, coming along. Looks nice. I can see it needs more highlight here, so I'm going to use my brush for that because I tried a Q-tip and I couldn't get it in there. So I'm just going to take my chisel edge brush, smaller one. See if I can get that shape better. There we go. It's better. There we go, that's much better. I'm going to put a little more highlight in here. I'm not going to go right up under the leg, there's a shadow up there. Nice. Maybe a little more down here. Some here. Get rid of that line. A little bit here. I'm going over the line, see? I'm going to take my Q-tip, clean up the edges here a little bit. There we go. Softening up those edges there. I lost my shadow a little bit up there. We can put that back. Alright. This one here looks good. Soften up the edge with the Q-tip. Q-tip painting. Nice. We're going to work on this leg right here. So, get some white and a little bit of that gray color that you made for the underpainting, just to tone down the white. And we are going to bring some in here. I want that a little darker, so I'm going to add a little more of that shadow color. I'm going to come down. All right. Good. Add a bit more white to my brush. Still a bit dirty, but I just added more plain, just pure white. Put that on the edge here. Move it over a little bit. Now I'm going to, alright, so we got that not too bad. You know, you can add a little more white on the edge. You can brighten up as bright as you want on the edge, okay? The brighter it is on the edge, the better. Alright, so. Using my chiseled edge brush. See how the white really brings it out nicely? Smooth it out with your Q-tip or your brush. Just work that area until you get what you're looking for. If you full up, just go back with your underpainting. Okay? So not to worry. It might take you a little longer than that, but you want to get it nice, so you may have to go, and you know, if you make mistakes or if something don't work out for you, just go right back and work on one little part at a time. Work on a leg, work on the face, work on the body, but work them all separately. That way you'll have more control over what you're doing. I think we have this almost, just looking at the picture, and I'm seeing that this doesn't look like, it looks better with a little bit more here. There we go. Better shape. See, the shape is what you got to look for. Don't want this line here being too prominent, so we'll just blend that in with the other line there. So you're almost better off looking at this video first and then painting along when you figure out what I'm doing. Or, you know, start and then pause till you get one part done. Nice. So down here, look around and see what you think you need more of. Let's look around and see. Looks like it needs a little more out here. It's going to go on the very edge. So with white, because it might dry a little dull, you'll have to put on a couple of coats, okay? See how the difference it makes? It makes a big difference. So for this here, I got this here and here. I'm going to put some white right here. Establish the body. Bring it up a little bit. Bring up some strokes. Let's see, now I'm doing this. Yeah, you're probably better off watching some first, even if it's just one part, and then starting it. But watch what I do in case I make a mistake and I have to make a change, and then that way you won't have to say, oh, well, now I got to start that again. So I like to do my paintings as if you're in the room with me, you know. Being on a video, I could easily make adjustments, turn off the stop recording, make adjustments, and come back and be beautiful, and you're like, what? How did she do that? I don't want to do that to you. I want you to be able to paint along with me as if you're in the same room with me. Now, like I said, I got some time-lapse ones there, just so you can have a quick look at them to see if that's the kind of painting you want to do. And I have, what else do I have? I have them in parts. This may have 2 or 3 parts to it, but then I'll also have a playlist where you won't have to go searching for the parts once they're all up. And I also have the video in a the whole full painting video, and it might be an hour and a half or more. And I'll put that on my Patreon page first for my Patreons, and then later, might be 2 months down the road, I'll have the full tutorial for you. But in parts is good because I have them in my playlist. Once they're all up, then you can go to my playlist. You do one part at a time while you're waiting, and then after it's on the playlist, then you can go and get them there. They'll all be there for you. Now we're still not finished, but what I want to do is redo the eyes. So let's redo the eye. Nice and black. I want to get the shape of the eye nice. Looks like it comes down a little bit here. A little tiny round brush should do it. We'll leave that alone there. And down here we'll put the nostrils back in. There's one over here. Trying to get the shape to go with the face, because if it's out of shape, it's going to throw everything off. So do my best. Oops. There goes my oops again. So got a kind of a little sharp edge there, and clean off my brush, put a little bit of water on there because my brush is still dirty, and I'm going to come on that dark line that we made here, pull up some of these shadows. A little bit of water on your dirty brush, and just tap it off in your tissue so you won't run on you. And pull up some of these shadows. Just trying this little brush here and scrub it in. Let's see where we can go with that now. That's about it there. I'm going to take another brush now. I'm going to try my chiseled edge brush with the same dark color. Let's see. So that was black and probably a little bit of white. You don't want too dark. Dark gray. Yeah, dark gray. My small chiseled edge brush. I'm going to continue on this side of the face. Come on up here. Move it over a little bit. See how putting on your underpainting helps you put everything in place. It's not so hard then to try and figure things out. I hope that helped. I'm going to add a little bit more white to that. Lighten that up. Just lighten it up. I don't know how. Let's see if that's too light there now. Wow, too light. Yeah, it's too light and a little bit dark, so there we go. Just trying to get some shape. Let's see if the Q-tip helps blend it out a bit more. That's nice. Bad. There we go, nice soft edge there. So I'm going to add a little bit of white. Now I'm going to get the lighter gray to my dirty brush. Very little paint. I'm going to try adding that a little bit here on this side. I may have to get that nostril back in there again. So this part here is a little bit tricky, isn't it? A little bit tricky, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We are working hard. Hard-working artists. Let's try that again. I've lost a nostril here. Put that back in. I change brushes. I'm always changing brushes, so make sure that you pick the brushes that are going to work for you. Small areas, small brush. Okay, small areas, small brush. Smaller the area you're working on, the smaller the brush. Okay. Larger the area, the larger the brush. And you only need two brushes, which is the chiseled edge synthetic brush and bristle brush. I haven't used a bristle brush yet on this because it's kind of soft and smooth. Any smooth, soft surfaces, you can use the chiseled edge synthetic brush. Anything rough, like foliage and tapping and pouncing, is the bristle brushes, okay? So, let's work on that other eye over there. See, this eye over here looks kind of off a little bit. So we'll have to straighten that up. So I'm going to take a bit of black and I'm going to line it up with that eye there, because in the reference photo it looks a little different. Sometimes you have to make changes to make it look right. Shape up that eye a little bit better. I think that looks better. That's better. Now I think we should work on the hair for now, because we can come back to the body and do any touch-ups. It's pretty close to being finished. The ear's got to be done yet, but I want to move on to something else just so you so it won't be too monotonous in one spot. So let's work on the hair, and what we need for the hair is some cream color. I'm going to use a small chiseled edge brush, okay? And I'm going to pick up some cream color, which is, let me see, now we might have to change it every now and then. So I got some burnt sienna or brown with a little red. And let's see. I'm going to add some white to that. Get nice creamy color. Let's try that. See what that looks like. Get your chiseled edge. And we'll put some of that on. We'll make sure short strokes, because we want to keep some of that underpainting if we can. We'll go to a smaller brush, not a little while. Just going to try and lighten that up there for a minute. And get some of those edges out here, see? Because the mane seems to come right down around here, actually. Comes right down around that body part. And then it moves its way up here. Get some shape there now. Establish the shape right here. Alright, so we'll get something started. We'll lighten that up. And over here is a bit darker, so we'll do that after. A little bit of a dark shadow there too. So I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my dirty brush. Just took some blue. on my dirty brush, and that's the color I got there. So it's kind of a shadowy color. So we can put that up here. Need a bit of a shadow. I'm just going by the reference photo, guys. And when you get the reference photo, then you can, even when I'm telling you to do things, you have a look at your reference photo, and that will help you too. So you'll have me and the reference photo. Nice. Now, I also thought it'd be a nice idea if maybe you guys went to Pixabay and looked at some of the landscapes, or put in the search landscapes, animals, whatever you want to, flowers, and see what comes up. And if you see something really, really nice there and you want me to show you how to paint it, just copy it and then put it on your desktop, or put it on your desktop, and then email it to me and say, I'd like to see this painting. I'd like to see this as a painting. So I might, if I get a lot, then I'll just pick and choose, whatever I think might be easy for all of us. But I thought that'd be a good idea, It's Pixabay, www.pixabay.com, and you go in there. Unbelievable pictures in there, and there's a coffee up in the corner if you want to leave $1 or something. I don't know, but I'm going to do that because I've been using Pixabay photos, and these are from people that are uploading them. I've uploaded pictures to Pixabay myself for people to use, so I think it's give and take, right? Give and take. I'm going to put some burnt sienna on my brush. And I'm going to put some shadow color there. Okay? Might need to add a little bit of water to that to get it to move. Burnt sienna, just brown and a bit of red. If you don't have burnt sienna, I would suggest getting it. I haven't used it for a long time because I'm making my own. And then when I got that new package of paints, burnt sienna came in, and I said, oh, I like it. I like it, even though I can make my own, but this way you got the color already mixed for you, and then you can use it over and over and over. Because when I go back and mix my paints, they're usually a shade or two off. So, which I don't mind. But this is kind of nice. It's got a really nice color. I'm just getting the shape established with some dark shadows in there. Good. Now I'm going to add some white to that burnt sienna. I'm using a liner brush for now, and we're going to these little streaks of here. Now we may have to go back and forth with some different colors so I'm just making short strokes. All right. Whatever works for you, down or up and down, whatever works. I'm just trying to get a nice shape to the hair there. Put a little bit of water on our brush just to get it to move. Let's see. This one here goes down around here. All right. I'm also thinking about having a little contest. And I'm thinking about, in another video maybe in a short video, something that you don't have to concentrate too much on and take up too much time. I'm thinking possibly get you guys to like my video. Not in this one, don't do it in this one. You can like my video, yes please, but for the contest can like my video and subscribe. And I will give away a prize. Now I haven't decided what the prize is, and I haven't decided how I'm going to select. What I'll do, I guess, is take all the names to the subscribers and put them in a hat and then pull out one. I might try and have a couple of, 2 or 3 prizes. That way you have a better chance of winning something. But I don't know what the prize is. You guys think of anything? One prize I'm thinking about is giving away a free sketch of your favorite pet or person. I'll do a beautiful sketch for you, and then I'll email it to you so you can print it off. That might be one thing. I'm not sure what the other one. Maybe a set of brushes. Nothing's going to cost me a fortune. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Put a little bit more dark sienna on my brush, and I'm going to put a little shadow over here, just a burnt sienna. So let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea, right? Let me know if it's a good idea to have a contest, and give me some of your ideas and opinions, what you think would work. So I haven't done a contest yet. So I need your help. I need you guys more than you think. More than you'll ever know. But I want to give you something back. I know that I'm giving you free art lessons and stuff, but I just want to give more, if I can. It's so much fun, talking to you guys. Now I'm going to go back with the burnt sienna. I'm talking too much now, and then I'm ending up putting the wrong colors in. Let's see. Maybe a little bit of dark here. I think I'll add a little bit of blue to that burnt sienna. Darken it up a little bit more here on the edge. A little bit of shadow. And I want it to come out a little bit more here, so I'm going to just add a little bit of lines out here to bring it out a bit more. Let's get it out here. This will help guide us for when we put on our lighter color. You got nicer hair than me. A little bit of blue, burnt sienna, just to give it a shadowy grayish look. I think that's what it looks like in the picture. There we go. These little tiny details takes a bit longer. But yeah, I would appreciate you giving me some likes and subscribing. The more the merrier. We'll make it one big party. We'll have a big party. I'll have a live stream one day. Just trying to pick the best day. And we'll all come together and party. Nice. Look at that. Now, let's keep playing with it for a little while. So, this is really nice, but it always needs a little bit of darks against the lights to bring it out more. So I'm just going to put some burnt sienna on my brush, my liner brush, and I'm going to and a little bit of water just to get it to move. And I'm just going to put a few of these darker lines on between these just to make it come out more. Alright. Let's see. Now I know when you look at the reference photo, it won't be exactly what I'm doing, but I'm making this easier for us. If you try to do it exactly like the reference photo, you're going to get very frustrated because you're trying to do exactly what that is. But just use it as a guide, and then put on your own colors and shadows and lights. They don't have to be exactly the same. You can even change the colors if you want. You don't have to have these colors. You can have darker main, but I kind of like this one. Reference photos really help you. Helps you a lot to get things in place. And then you can make changes, whatever you want to do. It's okay, we got a few of these. I want to get them in there because I want to go back over them again. You may have to go back and forth a few times before you get it the way you want it. Alright. So just put in some of these darker ones. And you might say, well, I liked it the way it was. Yeah. Do it, you know, keep it the way you want it. You like it. If you look at it and you see how nice, you say, well, I love that. I'm not changing that. You don't have to. It's your painting. You go ahead and once you look at it and you like it, there's no rights or wrongs. It's just nice to have the darks against the lights. That way the lights really stand out nicely. But if you put in too much dark, it could ruin it too, right? So be very gentle. See how that brings it out more again? See? I won't steer you wrong. Try not to. I try not to. A little bit dark here too. Now that I'm using the color, I'm going to put that in here. Just going to move my brush around in here. Just get that shadow look. There we go. And this is pretty good here. I hope you're enjoying this. I know I am, because I know you're watching me. I know you're listening. And if you have to, and if I give you a good tip, pause the video, write it down, okay? Because you'll forget it. You'll forget it after a while, because your mind is on a lot of things. I have to write everything down when I look at YouTube and I go in and get some tips myself. I have to write them down because in a few days where I'm so busy with so much stuff, I'll say, what was that tip again? So, you know, write it down. I think the hair is starting to look really nice. Do you? Yes, I think it is. What can I put on that now? Probably a couple more little yellow highlights. Maybe. Don't need too much. I'm going to take yellow and white. A little bit of burnt sienna. And see how that works. For our little highlights. We'll just put a few little highlights on here. Let's see. I'm going to drag a few out here. Just on the edge there. And I'm going to get a few up here. Liner brushes are great for this stuff. Just put a few little streaks here just to highlight it. Give it a softer edge out here. Get rid of your line that you had there. See, go right over that now. Go outside even. Right. Soften it up down here a little bit. So the light is on that edge, so you want to get a lot of light over here. There we go. I think we're good. I think we're getting there. Now if you lose some of your shadow, just go back and add a bit more shadow there. See? A little bit of shadow just to bring it out more. I think it's going to add a little bit more light to the here. Down here with my light color. Let's see. Just quick strokes. Don't push too hard. Let the brush do it for you. Let the brush take all the work. A little bit more white. I want to get that a little lighter down here. Soften it up. Just the tip of the brush. So you get those nice streaks. Sometimes you have happy accidents. Some of these lines that I'm making are just doing it themselves. I'm just touching and pushing and pulling and very light pressure, and the brush is giving me some really nice strokes. Nice. And a little bit down on the tail. I think I'm going to leave the hair alone now in a little while, because once you're happy with it, even if it needs more work, you're better off leaving it alone. Because if I start putting more highlights and more darks in there, what's going to happen is I might go off balance and then I might end up ruining it. I'm kind of happy with that now. Alright, so this time I am going to take a toothpick, okay, and I'm going to put a little highlight in the eye, a little tiny one, the very tip of the toothpick. The sun is over here, so probably can go to the right a little bit. I'm going to leave that there like that. Alright, and I'm going to touch up the ears. So all we got left to do, still a bit of work, but what we got left to do with the horse is touch up the ears. Probably put a little something down here, and maybe brighten up some highlights. I'm not sure. We gotta fix this back here. I'll leave the hair alone, and then we will work on the background trees and the snow, and then you're done. If your highlight is a bit too big, just put black on your toothpick and just go around the highlights so that make it a bit smaller. Okay. Just want to pick out a few things that could happen, and then you won't know what to do with it. So, and you probably will. So for the ears, I am going to get a bit of white on my small round brush. Let me see. Put a bit of white and a little bit of blue. I think that would be nice. We will experiment with it. Let me see, I got to move that away a bit because I got it close up. Let's see, a bit of white and a bit of blue. Let's see how that looks. Not sure if I should be using burnt sienna. I'm throwing a bit of burnt sienna too. Mostly white, okay? Just coloring up the color, that's all. You know? I'll make sure you can see that because I have it zoomed in for you, and then distorts the there we go. So we'll put that in here. I'm actually going to add a little more burnt sienna. I just want to establish what's going on here. What is going on here? We say. Alright. Leave a little space there so you won't touch the hair. Go down here. Go over that line a little bit. In there. And then I'm going to add some white to my dirty brush. Put a little bit of color on there and brighten it up a bit. There we go. That should mix with the color that you put on so it won't be too white. Alright. Not bad. Probably needs to be darkened up a little bit. So I will use, let me see, probably a little more blue. When you see the reference, you decide if it's blue or burnt sienna that you want to use. Just throw a little bit of blue in to darken it up a little bit. I think what I need, what it looks like to me, is the blue and burnt sienna. I'm going to take blue, burnt sienna, and I'm going to, that's kind of a grayish color. I'm going to make this a bit bigger in here. I think that's why I've seen the shape looks odd. I'll bring that over here a little bit more. Some more paint. There we go. There we go. Now, like I said, I may have to do this in a couple of parts. This is a pretty long video because it's very, I want to get it right. I don't want to rush through it. The only time I want to rush through it is when I'm doing my nice little 10-minute or 15 or 20-minute paintings that I can teach you how to do something very simple. Don't mind speeding it up a little bit there. But something like this you want to be really pretty. So, you know, you can put this on your wall and people will come in your house and say, oh my goodness, that's beautiful. You might even be able to sell it. Make a happy little dollar. Happy money. But it's not all about the money, is it? Because this is your baby. You are creating your baby. Very difficult to sell your babies. I've had people ask me to sell some of my paintings, and I wouldn't sell them because I didn't want to give them up. You know? But I will sell some. Depends on what they are. Most of them I have two. One for practice and one for doing my video, and they look pretty nice, so I could sell because I get to keep one for myself. And if I only have one and I want it, I will sell a print, or I'll keep a print for myself. So make sure you take pictures of your paintings if you decide to sell them, or take a print or something. Keep it. It's kind of nice. I kind of like that nice bright highlight on the ears. There we go. I'm going to take a bit of burnt sienna. Put a little bit here on this edge of the ear just to bring out that white. See? Dark against the light. And it brings it out nicer, see? Nice. That one there is okay. Just going to shape that up a bit better. Right. See, lots of detail. You got lots of detail in your painting. That's what really sells. People love lots of detail. Even if you're just painting an apple. With the stem and the leaves and the highlights and a few little things around it. Instead of just a plain red apple. That's what sells. Now, see this part here? We have to adjust that. So I'm just going to get some white. And it's on a clean brush. I'm not going to have too much white. Just going to have, you can see this faded out. And I'm going to put this back in here. There we go. Now that's better. And now I'm going to take my grayish color, darker color with maybe some blue and brown or black and white, you know, make a gray color. And not too dark though. Not too dark. Okay, still got a little bit of a blue tint in it. I'm going to fix up that edge here. My chiseled edge brush, or you can use a round brush, whatever brush works for you, or even a Q-tip. So whatever works. I like the chiseled edge because I can get that little chiseled edge right up against that line there. Gives me perfect straight lines. If you're looking, I got a video out on how to make perfect straight lines. I have several different ways of doing it, but chisel edge is one of the ways to make beautiful straight lines. See? Now I'm just going to finish up the legs. Let's see. A little bit of white and a little bit of, let's see, a bit of white and a little bit of the leftover burnt sienna. And I'm going to put a little bit of that here on the edge. Way to get rid of that line there. There we go. And get this in here. Move this around a little bit. Just doing some last minute details on legs. And let's see. A little bit here. A little bit on the edge. What else? Let's go with a little bit of a dark shadow, a little bit of blue, and a little bit of burnt sienna. A little bit too much there now. I'm going to put some more blue in there, and here you are. And I'm going to add lots of white. So you're using the same colors all the time, so keep your palette limited to certain colors, then you don't have to be searching, trying to decide what colors to use. I need that darker than that. And adjust your colors if you need to. It's too light, right? You check it out, you see that it's too light. You just add more of your dark ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Just trying to establish a little bit of shadow in here. There we go. A little bit here. It's already there, but I'm just trying to look at the reference photo and see where that shadow goes. And this one here is a little darker. Just a ledge brush is good. There's a little shadow in here. And a little shadow over here. And we need to do something here. Add more white to that color that I just had. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Like I say, I'm just going by the reference photo. See where the shadows are. A bit better. Let's see. A little bit of a shadow here. Just touching it a little bit. You see that? I think just a little bit more pure white on my liner brush. And I think I'm just going to put a little light around that darkness there, that eye, just to have a highlight there. Bring out that eye because it's dark against light, remember? And where else? Maybe a little bit on the corner of this one. See how it brings it out more? And down here in that white spot there, I'm going to add a little bit of burnt sienna to my white there. And let's see. Let me just darken up a small bit. Not much. Clean my brush. I'm going to get white. And I'm going to maybe a little bit of blue. Decisions, decisions. It has a little, if you look close at the reference photo, you'll see there's a little bit of fur coming off the bottom there. Alright, that's that. We'll leave the horse alone now for a little while. Don't think there's much more to do with it. Let's see. Might want to maybe add a little more white here. I'm not sure. I'll just wait and see what I'm going to do with that. So what I'd like to do next is the background trees. So the background trees are pretty faded. I want to keep them in the distance. So we're just going to make a really light burnt sienna and white. And I'm going to use my bristle brush, because I got some bristles coming out there. And I'm going to tap into my burnt sienna and white. So I can make them really, really light, make them look far away. So let's see what happens. Tapping off some of that dark color I had there. So what I'm going to do is, I want to make that really faded out. I'm just tapping gently so it looks like, get you a little closer so you can see it. There we go. See, just faded in the background. Down at the bottom it might be a little more, a little darker on the bottom. Go back and forth with your burnt sienna and your white. A little bit going up here. So I'm just touching so that the sky comes through there. I make smaller ones down here. Don't worry if you get on your snow. I'm going to put some more snow back there. Watch it when you get close to the horse. That's why I like to put the backgrounds on first, but in this case I didn't want that coming through the horse. This up here. A few trees up there. And sneak in a few little in the corner here. We can. Can't, we'll use a smaller brush. Alright, and we'll do the other side. The other side. In the reference photo, you'll see something in the background a little different. I decided to put trees there. Looks like just buildings and houses and stuff there, but I don't want to distract from the horse. I want the horse to be the most focal point. I don't want any houses distracting or getting in the way of what I'm doing. So just burnt sienna and white. Gets too dark, just add more white. There we go. See how faded there? Isn't that nice? Just by tapping. Add a little bit of white down here to smooth those out. Alright, so I think that's enough. Good. So for the trees, I'm going to take this long liner brush and I'm going to tap it in water, and I'm going to take my burnt sienna, a little bit of white, so I'm just dragging it through, burnt sienna, dragging it through. Now back here, I'll just put up a few little branches. A few little branches. All right. Looks like a little tree there or something. few little branches to give it a tree look. Okay, and I think that will do that. Don't need much there. Alright, good. So let's work on a few little trees that are down here, or whatever they are. Let's just take a chiseled edge brush. Whenever I say chiseled edge, it's synthetic, okay? Synthetic or sable, you know, something that's a nylon. Just going to tap in a little bit of a dark area here. I don't know, you don't really need it, but just something I want to put there. I think I'll just pull that over like that and pull up a few of these as if they're little background trees or bushes or something. Alright, that's the easiest way to do that. Over here. That's easy, see? Now with the same brush, we're going to pick up some white. And what else do we need? Let's just go with the white for now. And we'll put some snow on, some highlights. We'll highlight the snow. So, we don't want to lose our shadows. Oh. So I'm just going to drag on some snow. I'm using the chiseled edge. I'm going to get that over here a little bit. As long as you leave some shadows, you'll be okay. See how they come through automatically? If you lose your shadows, just put some blue back on there. Alright. Just going up against the horse. My chiseled edge. Let's clean up that edge there. Just clean up the snow. Just softening it out by turning my chiseled edge. So I'll work this way and pull over. And I can work this way to put the snow on. And what else? What else? Let's see, maybe some over here. Now because it's dry underneath, you got to let some of that blue come through. And if you can't, put some blue back in. See, I'm just doing some quick strokes there now. And I don't have a lot of weight on my brush. Just going to take it and pull back so it won't ruin the horse. Alright. Come around that leg there and around tail so that I don't ruin it, which I'm probably going to do anyway. There we go. Okay. Good. I got some more snow down here. I'm going to skip over a few parts here so I can keep some of my shadows. Good. And just whatever's left over my brush, I'm going to put some more here. And I want to darken this up down here, so I'm going to put some blue on here and a bit of white. I don't want pure blue. I want to make it dark enough, but not. Just want to put blue on down here. Darken that up. There we go. A little bit up here. This is where the lumps of snow are going to go. So we'll darken it up down here. Smooth it out. Mist it if it won't move. Mist it with water. Or blending gel. You can use blending gel if you want to keep it wet longer. Slow drying blending gel that I showed you on my videos. I'll show you again now. This is the one I have, Professional Slow Dry. That's Artist Loft, that one. You can get them in different brands. I think Dollar and Rowney has them, and all those good ones. Okay. So we got that done there, and we need some here. All right, so we'll put our dark shadow down here, just the blue and a little bit of white, and some shadow right here. Good. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to make some mist. This little horsey is kicking up some snow as it's galloping along. See all the snow is galloping along, right? Well, we'll do that first before we put on those lumps. And this is my bristle brush. I want it nice and dry. I'm just cleaning it off my tissue. I think I'll use this one. I might go back to the chisel edge. I'm not sure yet. I like to experiment. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of blue to that so it's not too white, so it gets a misty look. Then I'm just going to make some circles. Here goes nothing. There we go. See that? Look at that. Isn't that cool? And around the bottom of this foot. Kicking up some snow. And over here. Scrubbing in little circles. And it's okay if you can see through it. There we go, see? That's all you need. That's why we didn't have to worry about the hoofs, right? I think that's good. I think that's good enough. I don't want to ruin it. It looks like it's kicking. Now take the same brush if you like and put white on there, and on top of this here we're just going to tap. Now that's too white, we'll just add some blue to it. Just touch like you do with your trees. Just touch white and blue, and just touch, and that'll give you the texture of the snow that you need. Alright, and then we'll do that right over. Touch and touch and tap. Reload. A little bit of blue, because it's getting kind of shadowy over there, so you need a little bit of blue. Darken it up as you go over. Now, if this brush is not working for you, just get your chisel edge. But I see the texture is coming off of this, see? Get more blue. I'm going to go over here. There we go, that's better. That's better. I might move these around a little bit more. Dull them down a bit, kind of too bright. Let's see. Alright. We're almost done now, guys. Almost. I think I'm going to put a little bit more blue back. I'm going to get my chisel brush, and I'm going to put some more of that blue down there in the bottom, just to clean up that edge a bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to ruin all that nice texture that we got there either. Just sort of going into the snow again, just so it looks like. There we go. There we go. That looks nice. I think it's smooth everywhere else, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to keep my chiseled edge brush, and I'm going to add a couple more little shadows here. I'm not going to do too much because it kind of looks nice the way it is. Just if you think you need some shadows there. See, your strokes are going to be different than mine, so you might, if you already have it done the way you like it, don't do this, okay? No need to repeat this if you already have it the way you like it. All right. Good. Maybe a little bit. I'm using a bit of blue and white. And there we go. Just kind of throw in a few little shadows if you lost them. Just streaking them on, you know, and turning my brush different ways to see if I can get some nice shadows. I like that. That's fine. It's good. Now, go into your burnt sienna on the same brush and put a couple of little, just for interest, just a straight line. And let's see, and another one over here maybe. And then we will pull up, but this brush is too big, so I'm going to use a liner brush. I'm going to use my liner brush. Pull up a few of these things here. To the left, to the left, to the right, straight up. Good. Crisscross over each other. All right. Just a few of those. All right. You can make them darker than that if you want. Go back to my chiseled edge brush. I'm going to put a bit of snow under those to make them look like they're buried in snow. Pure white. Bit of white underneath that. If the paint is wet, it might pick up some of that color, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm just going to move it out a bit so it looks like buried under snow. It's alright to have some of that color in your snow anyway, because we're trying to have some harmony in our painting. All these nice colors creates nice harmony. See the harmony? See? We're only using, it looks like 3 colors, right? So it harmonizes the painting. That's why it looks so pretty. So I think I'm going to call it finished. It's very pretty. And I think you can add some more highlights if you want to brighten it up even more. But I like it the way it is. I'm happy with it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you thought of this video. And, you know, what part you like the best. And how you made out with your horse. And I'd love to see your paintings. And you got my email address, AllisonPryor@yahoo.com. And I'd love to hear from you, and let me know how you think this painting. Is it too hard, or is it too advanced, or did I make it easy enough for you to be able to follow along? So I hope I did, and we will do another beautiful painting in our next upcoming videos, and my Patreons out there, I'm going to be sending you the link to the full painting, have your early access, and this will be coming up sometime in March, and this is now February, so depending on when you're looking at this video, it might already be up, or you might have to wait, or just email me, let me know. Let me know if you want to know when it's coming up, the exact dates, and I'll let you know. And that's about it for now, so I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to give me a like, leave some comments, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy painting, everybody. Bye.